Hey, beautiful divas. So I just had a breakthrough and I wanted to share it with you because maybe it just might bless and prosper your life. Now, like so many women, I am a perfectionist when it comes to my business because I always want to make sure that anybody who comes to me is receiving excellence in service and results in customer care. And we've always aimed for that and have a very good track record for being able to do that. And we also go above and beyond to help women no matter what their financial status is because we've had this altruistic approach to wanting to save the world. And I've had to learn my lesson that you can't save everybody, that you got to know when to say when and to walk away. We had a client who came to us, and even though she was in a great deal of pain, she really needed the help. My love coach wanted to help her. So when it came time to doing the terms, when she was doing the agreement to join Diva University, she made an exception to allow her to do half the payment up front and then the next part of the payment in 2 months because she didn't know what her school paycheck was going to be, according to what she said. And so they went forward with the agreement. Well, there was a technical glitch, not from us, but from our payment processor, where it billed her for another client's $7,500 charge. And instead of her just giving us the benefit of the doubt because she trusted us enough to come to us and giving us time to be able to fix it because we were on the phone with our payment processor and Affirm and everything else in order to resolve it with her, she immediately goes into defense mode. She's being defrauded. She's reaching out to the district attorney, to the Better Business Bureau. She's asking for a refund. She's doing all this. So we get it. Some women, they don't trust anybody because they don't trust themselves. And so we're doing everything we can to hold her hand so that she doesn't sabotage herself, and also to address the issue with getting the money back to her, which required us to get her bank wiring information so that we can wire the money back to her. She wasn't cooperative. Our attorney tried to work with her. She wasn't cooperative. You can't Cash App. We're a legitimate business and you can't Venmo. You have to send it through the payment options because if we would have tried to do it through Affirm, then we could have went back to another customer and it would have been a bigger mess and taken longer for her to get the money. We couldn't send her a cashier's check in the mail because it could have gotten lost. And then now we're both out of the money. So then the best option was to let her know, like, we need your bank information or we're just going to send you the overcharge, which was like $2,200 was what the overcharge was. And then you would be fully paid and you would have access to the program. Anyway, she wasn't responding to us. And the reason why she wasn't responding is because immediately she wanted to get a refund of her deposit because she didn't have good intentions. So with her not having good intentions and her immediately wanting to get a refund on her deposit, which it was clearly expressed to her that there is no refunds. And the slap in the face and the irony of all of this is that when my love specialist was closing her, I said no. I said, do not move forward yet. Before we move forward with you, in order for me to be able to say yes and allowing you into the program, I need you to go and do your due diligence. After you do your due diligence, if you still want our help, then we can move forward with helping you. So then I had them reschedule another time in order to meet with her to make sure that she had did her due diligence. She read our terms and conditions on the website. She looked at the program, looked at our testimonial and everything else so that she could be more than comfortable and more than taken care of. And so it didn't stop there. Not only did we send her not just a $22, we sent her $2,500 through PayPal and she received it. She also filed a dispute for the $7,500 and she received it. But she also filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau wanting the additional monies, which I think it left $1,600 left that she had paid. And in response to the Better Business Bureau, the dispute that she launched, we had lost well over $40,000. And then her payment processor, because of the situation, even though she was the first and only one that ever filed a dispute, because most women that we work with are ethical, and they would never. But that one time cost us our payment processor. So then Stripe dropped us. And then so we had to go to mediation with the Better Business Bureau. And then the mediator, she was interesting. Okay, I'm just going to say that she was interesting. But all the while, the customer's admitting her fault. She's admitting that she didn't read the contract, even though we told her to. She's admitting that she made some mistakes, that she didn't read her emails, that she assumed that she wasn't safe with her bank information, even though it's wire information. The wire is there to protect you. Like, people can't steal your money with your bank account information. when it's through a wire, the wire information necessary to send it. And there was several things that she admitted. Like she told some slanderous mistruths about me and the company that the recording showed that wasn't true. And even though she admits all that, at the end of the day, we are being threatened with our Better Business Bureau accreditation. So this was the lesson. Even though I wanted to help everybody, I realized that I can't. I can't make exceptions anymore. I can't make arrangements with people who really, really want the help, but they just don't have all the money now or don't have the credit now. And so many of the women that's in our program, we've been able to help them through that, but we can't anymore. We have to focus on the women who are in the position where they're able to invest in themselves and they can afford the program. The lesson also is that I can't save everybody, and that some people, they get their human need of certainty and significance met through staying in their own pain and creating drama and creating more pain for themselves. And sometimes they can drag you down with them, and you got to know when to let go and say when. And I was so upset because we were trying to help her and we did everything right in this situation. And for the longest while, I was like hurt and I was upset and resentful. And I had this moment of peace where I was like, you know what? I'm going to let it go. It comes with the territory. I'm going to forgive her. It's her pain that caused her to act this way. And that I have to realize that if I'm going to tell women to date to their standards and not make exception for men who are like, I'm trying to get better. I have all this potential. Can you just love me for my potential? Can you just give me a chance to start making money? Can you just give me a chance to be a better man? And then she sits around waiting only to end up getting burned because of that. If I tell women not to date or choose a man based on his potential, I have to do the same thing when it comes to run my business. And I have to be available and focus on the women who are in the energetic receptive state to allowing us to help them. And that also includes financially. And that also includes mentally and emotionally, because this situation affects how we can serve other women. And so with that being said, I have this piece of, I know that my heart is in the right place and that God called me to do this to help women, but God didn't call me to save everybody. There's multiple people that God is calling to be able to save the people that's for them to save. And I am going to stay in my own lane for helping the women who are in integrity, who are positive, who can contribute to our community, and who are rich mentally and emotionally and willing to do the work and do whatever it takes in order to invest in themselves. And I am so thankful that this lesson came because it had to hit me over the head in order for me to get to this point, because it was so hard for me. It's so hard for me to say no to somebody just because they don't have the money. And when I know I have the keys to be able to help them. But I realized that I have to, because if I keep making this exception, then not only does it affect my ability to be able to run my business and stay in business, but it affects my ability to be able to serve so many other women who are positive, who are ideal clients, who are ready, willing, and able to do the work, to invest in themselves and get the help that we have to offer to them.